So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to take the idea of slope and we're going to apply just the general idea of changing between 2 points to a general formula. And then we're going to use that formula to find the change between any 2 points. Okay, so a lot of times, and we'll see this when we get into calculus, I'm going to give you a curve. And I want to know the rate of change from this point P to this point Q. Well, with a curve, it's kind of difficult. So what we do is we connect them with those 2 points of the line, and then we're going to find the slope of this line. Remember, x is my independent variable, and x controls the change in y. So if I start at point P, and point P is going to be at some point xy. X, what we're going to do is we're going to change x by h. So for Q, the x value of Q is going to be x from P plus whatever the change was in this x, and then that is going to change y for Q. Okay, so if we take our slope formula, where we say slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, second y value minus first y value over second x value minus first x value. And let's plug in the values for this point. Well, my second y value is this y right here. It's going to be f of x plus h. The x value from P plus the changes my y value minus my first y value, which is just f of x. You know, this could also be a cursive x. Let's be consistent with my nomenclature. And then we're going to take our x values and we are going to subtract those. Well, my second x value is x plus h minus my first x value, which is just x. And if I tighten up the denominator here, we simplify what we have in the denominator. So in the quotient, I'm going to have, or in the denominator, in the numerator, we are going to have our y values, the difference of our two y values. And then if we tighten up the denominator, we're going to tighten up this denominator by simplifying it. X minus x just leaves h. And this is what we call our difference quotient. So the slope of this line, the slope of this secant line, can be found by using this. The difference between any 2 points on this line can be used. We can use this formula. New y value minus the first y value over the change in x. Boom. Simple enough. So we're going to take the quotient, the difference quotient right here, second y minus first y over the change in x, and we're going to use that to find the slope of any line. Okay, so how's that going to work? Well, first off, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what this f plus x of h is. Then we're going to take that f plus x, we're going to find f of x plus h, and we're going to subtract our initial f of x, and then we're going to divide that answer by h. Okay. So what this is actually asking is, if I give you this generic function, let's find the slope between any 2 points on that function. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by finding f of x plus h. I'm going to do that in blue. What that means is, in this formula, in this function, everywhere there's an x, I am going to replace it with x plus h. So we're going to do 2 times x plus h squared minus 3 times x plus h. Remember, x plus h squared means x plus h times x plus h. So we're going to do 2 times. X is x squared. X times h is hx. H times x is hx again. So that's going to give me 2hx. H times h is h squared. And we're going to subtract 3 times x plus h. So let's distribute. 2x squared plus 4hx plus 2h squared minus 3x minus 3h. Goodness. To me, this looks a little bit like a hot mess. So what I'm gonna do is is there any simplifying I can do? There's only the x squared term, hx, h squared minus 3. Oh, no, so it's still a hot mess, but that's what I got. Alrighty. Then what we are going to do is we're going to take this, the f of x plus h, and we are going to subtract our initial y value, which was f of h. F of x. F of x, not f of h. I apologize. So we are going to, from this, we are going to subtract this. We're going to subtract my initial y value as determined by x. Now we've got some like terms, so I can do blue minus green. So 2x squared minus 2x squareds. My x squareds are going to cancel out. I've got a negative 3x minus a negative 3x. So those are going to cancel out. And so in my numerator, the difference between these two y values, I'm going to write it in descending order, is 2h squared plus 4hx minus 3h. And then we're going to divide all of that. All of this then gets divided by h. We're going to take all of this and we divide it by h. Well, let me try to get a color for h. I've already used green. Let's bring up a different color. Instead of fighting with this dark green, we're going to divide everything by h. And so what we get is when we simplify our fractions, h squared and h is going to leave me with a 2h plus 4x minus 3. So that is the slope between any 2 points on a secant line for this formula. Boom, boom, boom. Easy peasy. Boom. Alrighty, so we're going to do this example. It involves fractions, so I'm going to go over it when I see you in class. So if you have any questions, make sure you jot them down, and I will see you when I see you, gauchos.